Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Happy Not Monday.
Happy Not Monday.
Uh, yeah, we delayed by a day because I was out of town, and then Blake was gonna step in for me, but I'm back, and
Hey.
Carly's here, and we get to do this thing together. So,
Yes, perfect.
happy Rosh Hashanah to anyone else out there also celebrating. And happy Rapture if you're celebrating that too. I saw that was a thing on TikTok. So
Wow. You're
we'll
more
see.
trendy than me.
It's supposed to start at sundown, so we'll see how that works out. Yeah, so we've got a few folks, of course, already checked in. Long before I logged in, Michael Bingham was already here in the chat.
Amazing.
On this, is it a Monday afternoon? What
Tuesday?
I think it's Tuesday, Michael.
Yes.
But that's okay. I'm a day off myself. And in Derek's corner, we've got Orange Blossom and Tails. Hello, welcome. A ride creator, Brett, is Let's Goo. I was planning to go, maybe not to goo.
Goo.
Uh,
I kind of like that. Like goo.
and hi, Chris. How are you doing? Good to see you too. All right. Well, we've got a few folks here watching. What do you say? Are you ready to kick this thing off?
Let's do it.
All right. Let me get everything set up here, and we will start this show in 3, 2.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I am Seth.
And I'm Carly.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. And we are here a day later than usual because I was out of town. But Carly, how have you been?
I am great. I also was out of town. I just got back from Las Vegas where I did Universal Horror Unleashed. So it was very exciting.
Well, that is not one of our topics.
No.
We've talked about it so many times.
We talked about it
And
a lot before.
I'm actually surprised. I thought they had already had a grand opening, and then I guess they had another grand opening. I'm not sure. But please give us your take on Horror Unleashed now that you got to see it in person.
I loved it. I think above all, I love the vibe. So it's in a big warehouse that's meant to be almost like an abandoned warehouse. And it's just, there were so many little nooks and crannies, definitely a lot of like lighting effects. And I love the roaming characters. And it's a kind of place that you just want to go and hang out at.
Now, were you there during normal operating hours, or you were there for a special event?
So I was only there for a special event, but I am going back to Vegas because I do want to experience it in normal operating hours. It was very busy. There were a lot of people there, but I mean, there was a grand opening party. So I am going back to Vegas, and I'm going to do it. And I just want to see what that guest experience is.
Did you have a favorite of the 4 houses that they have there?
Oh, it's always going to be Universal Classic Monsters, but that's just like always a favorite of mine in general. I love seeing Jack. He was there. He looked great. Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I think it's a great addition. I love Omega. I'm curious, so it's like,
because you got to do Universal Hollywood's Halloween Horror Nights, and they have a Scarecrow maze, and then there's a Scarecrow maze in Vegas. So I'm curious how that head to head was.
No, it was great. I would say the one thing about Horror Unleashed is it maybe isn't as, the sets aren't, maybe you get that technology and stuff that you get at Halloween Horror Nights, you know, like the animatronics, the Five Nights at Freddy's. It's maybe more like traditional haunted house.
Interesting.
That makes sense. And so you definitely rely on getting the scares from these live actors, but overall, it's like a good vibe. There's so many little places to hang out at, and it's a great addition to Vegas, and just so different than what I thought it was going to be.
Well, I'm so glad that you got to experience that. I want to check it out myself. Hopefully I will get there while there's still a good number of scare actors, because I think what's really going to determine like how that does long term is how willing they are to keep paying for labor. I know of a lot of permanent haunted house exhibits that, they pile on the people when it first opens and then maybe during Halloween season. But then if you go there, in off time, you've got the same guy running around every boo hole trying to scare you because there's just not staffing.
You definitely need the live actors.
Yeah.
Same with, Jack and the other roaming characters that they have. And again, like that's what makes the experience. But I feel like that's the case with so many things we do where it's like if there are live actors aren't there, it's just going to be like womp womp because you need that liveliness to it.
Did you get to do anything else at either Area 15 or the rest of Vegas while you were out there?
So I did. So me and our publisher Matt and his wife Jackie, we went on the SpongeBob ride.
Oh wow! Okay, how was that?
Interesting. I love Sally Dark rides. I'm like a big fan of Boo Blasters, and I feel like they do a really good job for regional park attractions of combining like physical set pieces with the screens. Maybe not quite the level of Secret Life of Pets, but my frame of reference is Boo Blasters, which I think they did such a great job. And there's so many physical set pieces that playing the game. Sometimes I don't even play the game because I just like looking around. This had impressive animatronics, but it was much more reliant on the screen. So I kind of felt
it's more of a Toy Story Midway Mania kind of setup.
Yes.
You're parked in front of a screen and shooting.
Exactly. So I was thrown off by that because I purposely didn't look at spoilers. So I was just like, okay, we drive up to a screen, then play this. Then we drive up to another one, which there's nothing wrong with that. I was just expecting the classic Sally Dark ride, but definitely some impressive animatronics. And I'm really glad I did it. And I just love going to Circus because it's like time traveling.
Well, that's the thing. Every time I go to Circus, I think they can't let this go on much longer. Something's got to change here, but nothing ever does. It's just trapped in amber.
Yeah, we did a walkthrough through the Adventure Dome too, because I haven't done that in a while, and I mean it's pretty desolate.
I can't imagine that something big's got to come to Circus.
I agree. Yeah, and we were the only people at the SpongeBob ride too.
Yeah, because that's outside of the Adventure Dome. It's not included in the
right outside. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll put that on my list for next time I'm there to see if it's still
run,
ready.
don't walk.
Right. Well, I did not do anything nearly as glamorous, but I did get to visit some family up in New Jersey. I did not take the trip down to Great Adventure.
Bob.
No, yeah. It just I'd rather just spend time with family, and no one else in my family would have any interest in riding roller coasters. But I did get to do one thing that was vaguely theme park related. I got to see Waiting for Godot with Keanu Reeves and Alex Winters, otherwise known as Bill and Ted. And there was in Act 2 an extremely obvious Excellent Adventure reference that just kind of, for me, broke the mood entirely, but the audience lost their minds. Like, biggest applause of the whole show. So
amazing. Wow,
it was very interesting. It's the third time I've seen it's my favorite play, and it's the third time I've seen it on Broadway. And I'll say that Nathan Lane and Bill Irwin were the funniest version, and Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart were the most emotional version. And this one was the most tense. I've never had experienced the show where I was just kind of like gripping my seat with a knot in the pit of my stomach the whole time. So an interesting experience, but not necessarily the show I was expecting. So
amazing.
And because it has not officially opened until this coming week, I won't give any more of a review than that. I'll wait until it opens.
Ooh, I'm excited to hear. Yes.
So,
and also Lashana Tova. It is Rosh Hashanah. I know
thank
you're
you.
celebrating with your family.
Yes. Happy New Year to anyone else out there celebrating. All right. Well, without any further ado, let's jump right into the news in the queue. All right, first up out of Epcot, our intrepid reporter John Self is always willing to eat his way around Walt Disney World for us, and he got to try the new menu items coming very soon to Space 220 Lounge, which is the space-themed restaurant attached to the Mission Space ride. Um, this is marking the 4th anniversary of Space 220. I can't believe it's been open 4 years, and I've only been able to get reservations like once.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
Uh,
I kind of like, not that I don't pretend it exists, but it's just so difficult after like a few times. I was like, I'm good.
every time I'm over there, I walk up and say, then I walk up availability for the lounge. They just shake their heads slowly at me.
Yeah, same,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, if you do manage to get in there, the lounge is going to have some new menu items. We do not have an official release date yet for these. I'm looking over at the official website, and I do not see them on there yet. We also don't have pricing, but you can see the current menu runs between $12 and $28 per item. So expect similar pricing, maybe a little bit more expensive because
I feel
everything's
like
more
they
expensive.
change their menus up more than anywhere else at Disney World. Do
Yeah.
you feel like that? There's always
I feel like we're always reporting on a new menu
Yeah.
or a new trading card or a new drink. So yeah, they're definitely trying to keep it fresh. Some of the new items that John tasted that he recommends include the appetizer lobster bao, which is looks like a toasted bao bun filled with a lobster salad with celery and lime mayo. He thought that one was excellent. There's also a German currywurst with French fries. That one's gluten free.
And that looks really good. I love a good curry ketchup.
Yes. There's a solar flare pork belly, which is kind of like a take on pork chop and applesauce, but with pork belly. And chicken and waffles with spicy maple syrup.
Yum. What a mix. Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
of good.
There's also a new dessert flight with 3 new desserts, including a cosmic cheesecake with the cool looking pattern of like a planet.
I gotta say,
painted onto it.
visually, this might be one of the most beautiful desserts
It-
I've ever seen. I definitely recommend
Yeah.
looking at this article.
Yeah, the plating alone is worth checking out. So yes, we've got a full article with pictures and descriptions of all of these new items up on our website, and of course, your fee, your bill includes that elevator ride up and down. So that's, I mean, you're going, thousands of miles.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good deal, right?
Good deal.
Yeah, I don't even charge you extra for that. All right, you can find that article up on attractionsmagazine.com. And there are still going to be some familiar items on the dinner menu. They have a fixed price lunch and dinner in the main restaurant. And I'm hoping that cauliflower is still staying on the menu even after these changes.
Oh, yes.
That Blue Moon fried cauliflower was my pick.
Oh, yes.
All right. Next up, Jurassic Park River Adventure is going to be closed for most of 2026. So if you want to ride the aging original e-ticket from Islands of Adventure, be sure to do it by January 4th, because starting on the 5th of January, it will be gone all the way through November 19th. Basically, almost the entire year up until the Thanksgiving season. And all I can say is thank God, because it needs it.
Yes, and it's so hard now that we have new versions of it that are really, really good, like the ride at Universal Hollywood, and then also the one overseas. I mean, we need to get up our game.
Well, this is a good long time to do a lot of work, but we've got to, I think, temper our expectations. They're not going to magically transform it into the Beijing attraction, and I do not think that they are going to turn it into Jurassic World. I think they are going to keep the Jurassic Park theming. But hopefully they're going to repair and upgrade the infrastructure and the animatronics, because a lot of the animatronics are just in really poor shape. And every year they shut it down for a month or two, and they come back and they look slightly better for a short period of time, and then they go right back to look. And if you look at Jurassic World in Hollywood, the theming aside, the new animatronics that they put in there are so much more fluid, so much more realistic. The blue raptor that comes out at you and talks to you, and then that Indominus Rex at the end, we don't have anything like that. So if they can, if they can give us a new T-Rex that moves like the Indominus Rex that they have in Hollywood, I will be very happy.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think we're going to get the one from Hollywood just like copy and paste. It would be really difficult to do that, and it certainly wouldn't take 9 months. I think they're doing this a beautiful version of ours.
Yeah, it's long overdue for a really long refurb. It's not the only big refurb that is coming. Next year, Volcano Bay is going to be closed from like the end of 2026 into the beginning of 2027. So it's good to see that Universal, with Epic opening, has not forgotten about their original parks. Obviously, we've talked about Lost Continent is permit filings to turn that into something new. So IOA and hopefully the studios with their new roller coaster are not being forgotten with Epic around.
That certainly feels like the case, which I'm happy about.
Yeah. Speaking of Epic, this is very sad news. I actually turned down talking about it on news stations when this happened because I just didn't know what to say. But there was a fatality at Epic Universe last Wednesday. A guest made it back to the station for Stardust Racers, and he passed away afterward. So information about this is kind of been leaking out, and we've posted updates on our website at attractionsmagazine.com. The bottom line is the ride is closed and remains closed while it is being thoroughly investigated. An autopsy has been performed on the victim. His name was Kevin Zavala. There's a GoFundMe under his name. So if you'd like to help out with his family, you can look that up. The manner of death has been ruled an accident due to multiple blunt impact injuries. There's been unconfirmed reports, but that's all they've kind of released from the coroner. They're investigating it. I think they're conducting what they call a manslaughter investigation. It doesn't mean that someone murdered him. It just means that when someone dies, they have, and it's an accident, they have to determine the method. But we do know that the guest had a pre-existing spinal injury. He was a wheelchair user. Apparently, though, not the first time he had ever ridden the ride. He had apparently ridden it previously without a problem. So we are going to continue to update this story. The most important thing is that our sympathies go out to his family and his friends. It's no one, and also to the team members at Universal who experienced this as well. It's traumatic for everyone involved, and the least important part of this story is our headline that the ride remains closed. The ride's not going to reopen again until everyone is confident that that this is not going to happen again, or that it couldn't have been prevented. But yeah, I don't know if you have anything else to say about it.
I'm glad we mentioned it. You have to.
Yeah. But yeah, our condolences, obviously, to everyone affected. The only bit of information that I have that is not included yet in our website is that I've been informed that the manufacturer Mach has a couple similar roller coasters in Europe, and that they are not allowing guests who are in wheelchairs or paraplegic guests to ride, and they're making announcements in the queues to that effect. That seems to be, I don't know if that's directly tied to this, but I had seen several reports that they had started restricting who can be it. Well, I assume while they investigate the cause of this. So, like I said, that is all the hard information that we have. And out of respect, I don't want to speculate anymore about what happened or when the ride could reopen. I have noticed that Donkey Kong Minecart Madness has been opening during early park admission. That is normally not part of early park admission, but since Stardust is closed and was the roller coaster opening during EPA, I guess they've made that switch for now. So if you are visiting the park in the near future and staying at the hotel using EPA, keep that in mind. Okay, let's move on to some happier news. SeaWorld Orlando has announced that they will be opening a suspended indoor dark ride in 2026. And I have a suspicion that this is going to use the same ride system that I thought that our next story was going to be using. So, yeah, I did not have it in my bingo card for SeaWorld to be the next park to announce a first in the world indoor dark ride because
I know.
we know SeaWorld for animals and for roller coasters, but with the exception of something like a simulator ride, they don't generally do dark rides. When they do it, we get an Antarctica that doesn't make it to its 10th birthday. So
Yeah. I was cracking up when I saw this because if you remember the defunct SeaWorld San Diego ride.
the non-submarine submarine ride.
Yes, and that was
lasted
called, I believe, like
weeks.
Submarine Quest. So it's
Yeah.
funny that the name is very, very close.
Yeah, and they're using this SEA Collective Adventure Team, which I believe was referenced in that attraction, and I know is referenced at SeaWorld Abu Dhabi in the interactive attractions they have there. So this was announced back on September 17th. We don't have an exact opening date other than sometime in 2026. I imagine a build this big will be late 2026. Riders on board SeaQuest will follow along with this fictional SEA Collective Adventure Team, not to be confused with the SEA from Disney.
Yes.
And you will travel through scenes depicting, quote, extraordinary life forms, breathtaking environments, and inspiring stories of the sea. And it will end with a finale launch celebrating the ocean's resilience and beauty. The twist is that this is not a simulator. This is a suspended indoor dark ride, which they say is a world's first of its kind. Now, obviously, we have other suspended indoor dark rides. We have, Peter Pan at Magic Kingdom and Disneyland. We've got E.T. at USF. But what I think that this is going to be is the Vekoma suspended dark ride prototype that they've been pitching, but does not yet have any purchasers listed under their installed base. But if you go to Vekoma's website or go to their YouTube channel, you can see a rendering. Everything that they describe in the announcement about what this ride will do lines up really well with this system. What makes this Vekoma system different than, say, Peter Pan is that the cars can pivot 360 degrees on the track and also tilt forward and backwards. So you could park in front of a screen and have a simulator section and then be launched into more of a roller coaster section, and it could rotate anyway like an Omnimover.
Wow.
So
that sounds pretty incredible.
Yeah, there's possibility of interactive systems in this model. Don't know if SeaWorld would do that, but they did have some interactivity on that abandoned submarine ride.
When it worked, yes.
Yeah.
I wish I got to do it. I never got to. It's one of my biggest regrets.
Yeah. So sometime in 2026, this is coming, and we will have more information. But I don't know. This is a big swing for SeaWorld Orlando, especially knowing their maintenance budgets. Building a dark ride is one thing. Keeping a dark ride and all of its effects running consistently, that's another. So
I mean,
All
they've
right.
been churning out those roller coasters, so
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
excited with something different, you know?
Yep. All right. Well, that is going to bring us to the end of the news in the queue. But before we jump into our main attraction, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MEI-Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI-Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
It's time for the main attraction!
And for this week's main attraction, back when Dollywood first teased this attraction, I thought it was going to use that ride system that we just talked about. But no, we have the official confirmation at the that NightFlight Expedition is going to be a hybrid whitewater coaster. It's a mock rocking boat ride, and it is coming next year.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm really, really excited about this.
Yeah.
My guess was the rocking boat ride.
Yep.
And
You nailed it. You nailed it.
Just from what we've seen in these artist renderings that they put out, it looks so good. It's basically like 4 rides in one. You're going through all these different terrains. I cannot wait.
Yeah. This is this was teased back during the Dollywood 40th anniversary documentary. And now we've got details along with concept art that is just stunning. And this is a $50 million indoor ride. It's going to be a 5.5-minute ride, which is really long for a dark ride. And it's going to be not just one ride, but they're describing it as 4 different rides in one, basically. You're going to soar over the Smoky Mountains, which implies like a simulator section. You're going to plunge into whitewater rapids, which is, we have a video up on our YouTube channel that you can see the first installation of that mock rocking boat ride. It's called Project Bermuda in Futurescope, and there's nothing else like that. You've got climbing a mountain range. So they're going to use some of the roller coaster track style sections and then plunge into a bioluminescent lake. And the concept art, this kind of looks like what I wanted Avatar boat ride at Animal Kingdom to look like.
Absolutely.
So hopefully they can really pull this off, because it really looks beautiful. It looks like the finale is going to involve a colorful flock of butterflies, which is kind of Dollywood's signature. And this ride system has already just won the golden ticket for best new ride system from Amusement Today just recently. So I can't wait to see this come to the States.
Same. And it's just, I love again how, Dolly Parton grew up in the Smoky Mountains. So this is kind of a celebration of the things that she loves about the Smoky Mountains. And this is going to be, as the name implies, night flight. So taking place in the evening of seeing the Smoky Mountains, and, it's water, it's, mountain ranges, and just kind of everything coming together, and just how beautiful of a place it really is.
I really love this quote from Dolly in our article that she says, everyone asks her what her favorite season is in the Smokies, but no one ever asks her what her favorite time of day is. She talks about how being in the mountains at night is pure mountain magic, and guests will get to experience that in this new ride. It's pretty massive, 44,000 square feet. 3 stories tall. So that's certainly enough to hold a pretty substantial attraction. And interesting looking boat. It holds 10 people, 2 people per row in 5 rows. And it's got some theming, almost like I don't know, a little Jules Verne kind of steampunky looking, which I guess kind of ties into the Wildwood Grove theming they've had before.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're going to have original characters that are the
Hmm.
extension of like Ned Oakley, who was introduced with Wildwood Grove and Big
Hmm.
Bear Mountain. And also, this is really major because weather in the East Tennessee can be very fickle, and at any
Yeah,
time a lot of rides can be closed with a thunderstorm in the nearby distance. So
yeah.
this ride is completely indoors and can operate as long as it's operating.
I'm jealous because here in Orlando, every single water ride is outdoors, and as soon as there's lightning within 5 miles,
Right.
everything shuts down. You could keep this running in a storm. So that's we'll see if they're able to adjust the amount of splash that guests
Yes.
experience during the colder months. Uh, so this is going to join the 8 attractions that currently are in Wildwood Grove next year. That includes the Big Bear Mountain Coaster, as you mentioned, that opened just in 2023. So I can't wait for us to get an opening date for this
Yes.
next year, but you can prep by purchasing a 2026 season pass right now if you are a current 2025 pass holder.
Yes, and you'll get to be one of the first people to ride it. So
Absolutely.
do now, so that because this looks like it's going to be great and undoubtedly popular with a very minimum height requirement. It is definitely family friendly. So
Yeah.
I love that.
We spend a lot of time talking about big e-ticket dark rides from Disney or Universal, and I love to see that there are companies like Dollywood, like SeaWorld, that are keeping them on their toes by competing in that realm and not just leaving it solely to them. So, because
Yeah.
more competition is always better in the end for the guests.
Always better. And
Yep.
again, this looks amazing. Look through the article, great pictures.
Yeah,
And
absolutely gorgeous artwork. I hope they can pull this off and make it look as pretty as it does in these concept renderings.
I think they can.
All right. Well, that is just going to bring us to the end of the episode. But before we go, we want to take a quick look back through our comments, and not a ton of comments. So's the leader said, "Hey, well, hey, right back to you."
Yes. Hey.
And Michael Bingham chimed in one more time. What's going on, Michael? Good to see you, as always. And before we go, we want to thank again our sponsors, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, and also remind you that we've got a new magazine available.
Our Epic Universe magazine is the ultimate grand opening souvenir for Orlando's newest theme park. It's got 64 pages of photos, vacation planning advice, and behind-the-scenes secrets from all 5 portals: Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, and Celestial Park. It's not every day a new theme park opens in Orlando, so mark the moment and celebrate history with the Attractions Magazine Epic Universe Grand Opening issue, now available at attractionsmagazine.com.
And we'd also like to remind everyone to please give us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you listen to us, and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. Also, be sure to follow us at attractionsmagazine.com. Search for Attractions Magazine on your favorite social media platforms. Carly, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
Yes, I am on Instagram at Adventures by Carly.
And you can find me at Eskabursky and at The Unofficial Guides. Pre-order copies of my new unofficial guidebooks to Universal and Disneyland right now at theunofficialguides.com. And until next week, we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. And we will see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.